So hello all. So we are going to talk about the answers of the uniform test 2. So because we don't have time for the classes, so we have to explain the solution in videos. So please, I have some timestamp in the YouTube, so you can switch to the problems that we are wrong. Okay, so you there we have timestamp in my introduction or page of this video. Okay, first of all, for session A, so we are going to talk about question one by one. For question one, we have to simplify the algebraic expression here. The trick of this one is to combine the like terms, which we add up the like terms. So we have two kind of terms. We have the red x terms and the blue y terms. So if you are not good enough, you can rearrange the term like this, and remember we have to keep the sign with the terms. Say you can keep the sign. Think what I said is like a block. We have the x red block or the blue y block. So once we have here, and then we have to combine the number of x. 6x minus 7x is minus x plus 4x is 3x. So in your brain, you should be working out something like that. 6 minus 7 plus 4, which is minus 1 plus 4, which is 3. Well, what we have done here is simply with an x at the end. So it's minus 1x, 4x, and 3x. Similar to the blue y, minus y plus 3y, which has 2y at the end. So the first answer is 3x plus 2y. And in session A, we simply have to write down the answers directly. You don't need to show me steps. The steps is for you to understand what we are doing here. Okay, for question 2, most of you cannot or do not understand what should the final answer be look like. So some of you, okay, similar to what we have done above, some of you will try to do something like this. We put A together and put B together. It looks like they are like terms. But for multiplication or division, we don't care about like term or not. For example, look at the top orange pen. 3a times 2b. Even a, b are different terms, or we can say they are unlike terms. But in multiplication, we can combine as 6a boy as like together as one term. So therefore, it only affects the plus or minus. For multiplication or division, they are already one term. We don't have to tell whether they are like or unlike or unlike. So therefore, we look at question 2. We focus about here. So for the red one, it's like 4a cube. And for the boy, the blue one is 3boy square. Most of you stop here. But remember, we can still further simplify by combining the number 4 times 3 is 12 and follow a cube and b square. So the blue one is the final answer. Okay, for question 3. So this one is not difficult. Most of you get it correct. So first of all, we subtract v from something. But what is that something? The sum of a and b. So therefore, I put it in red. So a plus b is the sum of a plus b. Okay, it's stupid. Okay, it is the sum. And then subtract v from it. That means we minus v at the end. So this is the answer. So a plus boy minus v. That is the answer of question 3. And for question 4, it's a simple equations. So we can simply combine the y term together. 6y minus y and then equal to 30 by transposition. So therefore, 5y, 5y is equal to 30, and then divide both sides by 5. So we have y equal to 6. So y equal to 6 is the answer here. And for question 5, the word, pay attention here, the word solve and find the equation of the equation, they are effectively the same questions. That means we have to solve the equation to find the value of the unknown in the equation. So the unknown is the one in m. So first of all, we minus 1 from both sides. So minus m equal to 11, minus m equal to 11 times 7, we multiply both sides by 7. So minus m is 77, m is negative 77. At the end for question 5. And then for 6 and 7, they're the problem about sequence. Okay, the most of the mistakes here, they overlook the word to. I already underlined the word to, so you have to pay attention why I underline them. It's something different, not next term, but next 2 terms. Okay, sorry, your question is not like this. Your question is 0, 3, 8, 15, etc. Okay, there are 2 ways to approach these questions. So if the easy one is like plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, and then you may subtract, you think the pattern follows, plus 9 and plus 11 are the next 2 terms. So therefore, 24 and 35. The first way. The second way, which is more difficult, is in fact, the general term of this one is n squared minus 1. So therefore, the first one is 1 squared minus 1, 2 squared minus 1, 3 squared minus 1, 4 squared minus 1. And then the one after will be 5 squared minus 1, which is 25, and 6 squared minus 1, which is 35. There are 2 ways to approach or to solve these questions. And then for question 7, it's so obvious. We have C, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive. So the 6th and 7th will be negative and positive. Okay, we skip the positive sign. And for the value 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, we are multiplying the terms to have the next term by 2. That means 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, to 8, 8 to 16, etc. So therefore, 80 times 2 is 160. And furthermore, 160 times 2 is 320. So here is the final answer. So that will be the end for section A, and then move on to section B. Here, 1A. So this one is a funny question, but once you still keep following the rule, what are the rules? We have to do the multiplication and division first, and then we work out the plus or minus, addition or subtraction. But when we have brackets, we have to work out the one inside the brackets. So first of all, let's do the part A. So I copy the questions. So for the left hand side, the one on left, x plus 2x. The first calculation with this one, but it is 2x, so therefore we combine, we have 4x at the end. And then for the right hand side, it's a little bit tricky. Some of you or most of you write down minus 4y, but it's wrong. So y minus y minus y minus y minus y, for the first 2 will be combined as 0. So therefore, we have only 3y at the end, and they are all minus in front of them. So at the end, they have minus 3y. and then we try to combine it into a fraction 4x on top minus 3y at the bottom. And remember what I have told you, the negative sign cannot be in the middle. So therefore, we simply put the negative sign from the denominator to be the one outside the fractions. So therefore, in exam, we don't need to erase them. We simply rewrite the value in the proper way, in the format that we want. So that is the answer of 1A. And then for 1B. Okay. For 1B, we can do it slowly, but if you're good enough, you can do it in one step. So first of all, we've tried to finish the first two lines. So if they are all multiplication, we do from left to right. So therefore, 12 times 2 is 24, and if we have 1m and 2m multiplied by each other. So therefore, we have 2m left in multiplication, which is m squared. And then we keep the 6 and keep the minus 2n. Sorry, this is n. So and then we write out the next two terms, the calculation, 24m squared divided by 6 equal to 4m squared. And we keep the minus 2n at the end. Finally, so we combine or we multiply 4 by minus 2, which is minus 8, and m squared and n, they are alike, then they cannot be combined, so therefore it's minus 8 m squared n at the end. That is the answer of 1 point. And then for question 2, question 2 is supposed to be an easy one, but most of you cannot be able to get the first mark, or most of you get 0 mark here. So I will write down a equal to x squared minus y squared xy, and by the normal procedures, we have to write down what is the value in x and in y in the future. So therefore, a equal to minus 2 squared minus 3 squared over minus 2 times 3. So most of you get the mistake of this. They forgot about the brackets. It is a number minus 2 for x, but the square is acting on x, which is acting on the whole number, no matter whether x is positive or negative. So therefore, minus 2 times minus 2, so I write here, minus 2 squared is equal to minus 2 times minus 2. So because we have two negative signs, when they are multiplied by each other, it will become positive. And positive 2 times 2, which is 4. So therefore we have 4 here. And then minus 3 over minus 6. So when we focus on the number here, is equal to 4 over 2. And finally, the answer is 2. That is the answer of question 2. Oh no, sorry. I missed something here. So here is 4, but at the end is minus 3 here. So it's equal to 1 over minus 6. And then I remember, okay, I emphasize, always talk about the negative sign must be next to the fractional line. Okay? So here's the answer. Oh, wait. I always have another mistakes. Luckily, I find out after some checking. So we plug in a number, minus 2 squared. This time I forgot to use the color. I want to focus and working things. So it's like this. So 5/6 is the answer. And for question 3, I'm sorry for that previous mistake. For this one, your is different as well. I will do it later. So here is the first half of the exam. I will have to fix the paper and finish the rest second half. We will see.